Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm even lucky that I even sat here doing this preview right now because I was thinking not doing it. Hey guys, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope everyone so far is having a fantastic Friday afternoon so far. Hope you're all looking forward to the end of this week, and I hope you're all looking forward to another brand new weekend in April 2023 this year. First of all, do me a massive favour for me, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. That is United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel and the community if you're new. And to share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember, put that notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Fortnite content, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, FIFA 23 Career Mode, Football Manager, the new Formula 1 game, the new Disney Speed game as well. We're going to be doing that as well. More previews and more match reactions and much more small brand stuff planned for the rest of 2023. So please subscribe to the channel and the community if you are new. Good afternoon to every single one of you. Good afternoon to all you legends. Good afternoon to all you legend people. And welcome to the preview, the Emirates FA Cup semi-final preview between Brighton and Hove Albion and Manchester United. I'm even lucky that I'm even sat here doing this preview today because the way I'm feeling with my hay fever and the way I'm feeling in general about Manchester United at the moment and the way I'm feeling as a whole term of being a Manchester United fan at this current moment in time, this Emirates FA Cup semi-final preview has come at the wrong place at the wrong time for me. This is a make or break game for this football club this weekend. After the shambles of last night, the morning from the night before, Man United need to find some kind of response to put away that shambolic performance that was against Sevilla yesterday. It was damaging, it was pathetic, and quite frankly, Manchester United were poor. The amount of dedication that those Man United fans do for that football club, the amount of passion, the heart, and the fight that they show for their team every single game away from home and at Old Trafford yesterday was a complete disgrace from those players, that team and that squad. And a lot of people are pinpointing that Erik ten Hag as the problem. Apparently it's the manager's fault, and apparently that is why we lost yesterday against Sevilla. Well, I can quite frankly tell you now, this is not the manager's fault. He is not the problem at the football club. It is down to those shambolic, pathetic players that have got egos bigger than the Statue of Liberty and think that the sun shines out their ass. And I want some kind of response to that shambles from last night. I want to win this Emirates FA Cup semi-final this weekend. I want Manchester United to be in that final in May, and I want us to win another trophy. But I feel like, in my opinion, it is going to take miracles for Erik ten Hag to get that squad off its knees in training in the next few days, because that yesterday was pathetic. Those players are going to be on the floor. The confidence, the morale is simply going to be on the floor again. But it was down to the performance as a whole from that team last night that we lost the way we did against Sevilla. And if they don't beat Brighton at the weekend, then no one can class the season as a success. The Carabao Cup is nothing to shout about. I could win that cup in my sleep. I call it the Mickey Mouse Cup because it's not a trophy that you rave and shout about. But I just want Man United to be able to put in a performance that, you know, they're sorry for what we witnessed yesterday. They're sorry for the way the fans had to watch us perform. And they're sorry about the way they played as a whole yesterday in those 90 minutes. This Brighton game ain't going to be easy. It's not a game that I'm going to beat around the bush about. This Brighton team, what they're doing this season is second to none. What they have done and the addition they have been in the Premier League ever since they've been promoted, they have been a second to none team from start to finish. The job Roberto De Zerbi is doing at Brighton is absolutely marvellous. The way he's got that Brighton team playing with the likes of McAllister, Caicedo, Ferguson, Solly March. You look at that Brighton team and it's got quality written all over it in every single position in that team. They are fighting every ball. They're fighting for every tackle. They're fighting for every pass. They're fighting for every goal. They're fighting for every assist. And they're fighting for every chance that they get on the opposition. This Brighton team know that Man United are going to be hurting. They know that the Man United are going to be vulnerable. They know Manchester United's confidence and morale is going to be on the floor. They know the result yesterday inflicted by Sevilla has damaged those players' confidence and morale ahead of the game on Sunday. And Brighton are going to be up for this. This is not going to be an easy game that Man United are simply going to walk away with and batter Brighton. It is going to be an absolute difficult game from start to finish because Brighton know that they can win this. They know they can beat Man United. They've already done it this season at home at Old Trafford. So there's no reason why not Brighton do not win this game again. But Man United need to win another trophy. This season cannot be classed as a success if we only win the Carabao Cup. You can't class season one as success after just winning a Mickey Mouse Cup that no one actually really gives a shit about. And unfortunately, yesterday, those players blew another opportunity to win the treble this season. Is simply not good enough. The standards are yet again on the floor. And those players yesterday need some kind of remorse being given to them and to the fan base, as well as the supporters, because we suffered badly last night. We were treated like shit. We were treated like dog shit on the bottom of someone's shoe. And I want those players to be able to step up to the mark on Sunday and produce a result that we can all be proud of at Wembley. And those players, have got a job to do. They've got a response to be given, and they need to show that they're still in it to win it. And they still got to show that they've got fight, commitment, heart, passion and desire to be a Man United player, to be in a Manchester United shirt. Because yesterday, I didn't see none of that. I didn't see no fight. I didn't see no desire. I didn't see no passion. I didn't see no will. I didn't see no heart in that team wanted to win that game. And on Sunday, I can only see a repeat of the result what happened yesterday. I think Brighton theoretically are going to win this game. I can't see Man United being able to get up off the floor. And the amount of injuries, the amount of suspensions, and the amount of fatigue that this squad has got, it wouldn't surprise me if Brighton batter us 3 or 4-0 again, because we simply aren't the team we used to be. We haven't got the players, we haven't got the squad, we haven't got the quality, and we don't have the squad depth to be able to go up against teams like Brighton to be able to do the job that we all want. And unfortunately, it showed yesterday that that squad is on the floor. And yesterday, they were shambles, they were pathetic, they were an embarrassment, and quite frankly, they were absolute bottle jobs that can't win an easy winnable game against a Spanish team who sit 13th in the Liga. It wasn't good enough. It was quite frankly shit. And United need to give our fans a response that we can all be proud of. We need to win this FA Cup. I mean, 2 trophies in one season for me would be class of success, and getting top 4 as well and being back in the UEFA Champions League next season. But Man United know that result yesterday, they can PR it as much as they want at the moment, and they can come up with as much PR stunts as they want. Those players yesterday let everyone down. They let the fans down. They let the supporters down. And at Wembley on Sunday, those players need to come out and fight. They need to show that, do you know what? We need to win the FA Cup. We need to win this trophy, and we need to make it a double success under Erik ten Hag this season. They've got to win the FA Cup. This competition is winnable, but this competition is only winnable if Sheffield United can work absolute miracles at the weekend and knock Premier League greats Manchester City out of the FA Cup at the weekend. If Sheffield United can beat Manchester City and we beat Brighton, Man United will win the FA Cup. I would have a lot more confidence if that was going to happen. But unfortunately, I can't see Sheffield United doing miracles and beating Man City. For me, Man City will absolutely wipe the floor with them. Sheffield United, for me, are probably going to get absolutely taken apart by Man City. And for me, if we get into the FA Cup final and it is Manchester City, I can only see one winner out of all of this. Man United are not going to win the FA Cup. Man City will win it. They'll win the treble. And unfortunately, we are not going to stop hearing about it from the noisy half of Manchester, from the blue half. We ain't going to stop hearing from them. And unfortunately, if we do get Man City in that final, Manchester United aren't just going to get taken apart. They're going to get absolutely annihilated the way they played yesterday, because Man City know that Man United aren't the force they used to be. But under Erik ten Hag, the system has changed. The change has changed, and the squad is a lot better than what it used to be. But unfortunately, yesterday, that squad that Ten Hag picked, basically all those players are responsible for the mess we have had to experience in the last 48 hours. It's not fair on the fans. It's not fair on supporters. And that Brighton team, they've got a load of quality players that have won the World Cup of Argentina. And they've got players in there that have been linked with heavy summer moves in the summer transfer window of 2023 this year. And are probably going to get their dream moves in the summer and be better players in better teams. And Brighton know that this is a chance for them to be in Europe next season. Brighton know there's a chance to win a trophy. And if it's a Brighton-Sheffield United final, I would only want one winner. I would want Brighton to win the FA Cup, because I do feel that Roberto De Zerbi absolutely deserves for what he's achieved in season 1 at Brighton, to take over what Graham Potter did and make Brighton even more of a formidable force. That Brighton team, it would not shock me if they win, because the threat of McAllister and Caicedo in the midfield, and then you look at the attack of Danny Welbeck and Ferguson, and then you look at their centre-backs of Webster. It's just, Brighton have just got a team that are fighting to be in Europe, and that was a surprise this season that Brighton are there where they are today. It doesn't surprise me, because you know what? Roberto De Zerbi has got them playing some very good football. Let's not beat around the bush. People think Man United are going to absolutely walk this game on Sunday, and people think that Man United are going to beat Brighton quite convincingly. I completely and utterly disagree, because the way we played yesterday, it simply was nowhere near good enough. We were a shambles. We were pathetic. And those players know that another damaging result like this is only going to cause the fan base more stress, more heartache, and more anxiety if we do not win this game, because winning one trophy in season 1, you can't really shout about the Carabao Cup. I mean, I've stopped shouting about that ever since the day after the next. We may have won the Carabao Cup. Have you seen me go on about it much more? No. I've not mentioned the Carabao Cup win ever since we won it in February. I've not mentioned it once. I've not gone on about it. And the problem is, I think the players have got stuck in this little pathetic ego mind that they've won the Carabao Cup and they think they're back to their best. But unfortunately, half that squad that played yesterday, unfortunately, are going to have to feature again on Sunday, because we've got no squad depth, we've got no attacking quality off that bench, and unfortunately, Man United as a whole, has that team got any quality in it? No. That team is basically a B-Tech version of Man City, but the shitter version. We don't have the quality, we don't have the attacking threat, we don't have any leaders in that team, we don't have any captains, we don't have any role models, we don't have any inspiration, we haven't got that one player that can change the game overnight. We simply don't have that impact that a player can make an instant impact on that team. We don't have it, and unfortunately it showed yesterday, and I think again it will show on Sunday, because if you look at the players we've got unavailable and you look at the players we have got available, Scott McTominay is out injured, thank fuck. Alejandro Garnacho ain't going to be back till the 1st of May. And what I don't get by that is Garnacho is back in training. He's back wearing his boots and is in full training, and he ain't going to be back till the 1st of May, which I can't understand. I can't justify how that's being allowed to happen, and I can't understand why he's not back in a Man United shirt yet. Garnacho is one of our brightest prospects we've got for the future, and he's not in that team. It makes no mathematical sense when you've got a player back from injury not featuring in that team. Has that been worse behind the scenes? Is Garnacho's injury a lot worse than what we feared? And is Garnacho, if he ain't going to be back till the 1st of May, what the fuck is actually going on? If he's not available till May, but he's back in training, surely he should be in the first team, or at least on the bench, to get back to regular first team minutes in a Man United shirt. We are missing that impact of Garnacho a lot at the moment, because Jadon Sancho ain't living up to expectation. Weghorst is crap. Martial is injury prone. And basically, all we've got left is Marcus Rashford and Antony. They're the only 2 decent forward options at the moment this club has actually got, because Martial, it looks like he's going to be out injured again for the weekend, yet again. Goes off against Sevilla yesterday. Basically now going to be unavailable for Sunday. Jadon Sancho looks like his time is up at the football club. About time too. He's not lived up to the expectation. We paid 75 million for a flop. Hasn't worked out very, very well. And there's a lot of people saying that Jadon Sancho deserves a more of a chance in a Man United team. Unfortunately, I completely and utterly disagree. In the last few games, Jadon Sancho has got massive, massive hype ever since that Everton game when he sat 2 Everton players down on their ass, which for me, people need to wake up and look that those 2 Everton players actually ran into each other instead of Jadon Sancho actually getting past them. And unfortunately, again, yesterday against Sevilla, Jadon Sancho is not the player that we all wanted. It's not the player we all thought we were going to get excited over. And unfortunately, he's going to be sold in summer because he's not lived up to expectations. And if the rumours are true from what I've been hearing this morning, what I've been told, 15 players are being sold in the summer. We're having a massive, massive clear out of all this dead wood that we've got. And we all know the players that are going to be on the chopping block. Delo's being sold. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is being sold. Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Fred, McTominay, Mengi, Phil Jones, Twansabi, Tom Heaton, Jack Butland, Weghorst, Martial, Jadon Sancho. Wan-Bissaka. There's 15 players that are being sold by Man United in the summer due to that embarrassment yesterday, and De Gea. So basically, we are getting rid of about 15 to 16 players out of this club in the summer, and about time fucking too. But I'm telling you, if you're getting rid of about 15 to 16 players, you need to be signing 15 to 16 brand new players to come in this team in the summer. And what we do need to have to be improved, we need 2 goalkeepers, because David De Gea is done. Jack Butland shouldn't even be at this football club, nor should Tom Heaton. So you need 2 backup. You need 2 world-class goalkeepers. You need 2 world-class right backs. You need 2 world-class left backs. You need at least 2 midfielders, 2 strikers. We need 2 goalkeepers, 2 right backs, 2 left backs, 2 centre backs, 2 midfielders. We need at least 2 strikers. We need 2 wingers. And we also need, I think, another midfielder. And I do feel like we then will need another winger. So we need at least 16 players in the summer to fix this Manchester United mess. Because yesterday, I'm quite frankly to be associated with this football club at the moment. I'm quite frankly embarrassed to call myself a Man United fan because my team embarrassed me yesterday. It was an absolute shambles. And I'm embarrassed to even call myself a Man United fan at the moment because it's not fair on the fans. It's not fair on supporters what we had to witness yesterday. And I had so much confidence that we would actually win that game yesterday and get over the line and get into the semi-finals of the Europa League. And unfortunately, it's simply not happened. And I'm not surprised it has happened because that team had no quality. It looked like we just turned up and didn't want to win the game. And if we go with that same mentality again on Sunday, there is no way in hell we are going to beat Brighton in the FA Cup because Brighton know that Man United are beatable. Brighton know that Man United can lose, and Brighton know that they can beat them. And it wouldn't surprise me if it does happen because I feel like Brighton are going to dominate the game. I think they'll dominate the ball. I think they'll dominate possession. And we've already lost to them this season. And it wouldn't surprise me again if Manchester United were failed to win. It wouldn't surprise me at all because at the moment, yet again, I've lost complete trust in those players. I can't back them. I can't back any of those flops yesterday in that team. I can't defend their shit yesterday again on Sunday. I cannot see a repeat of this again on Sunday because the fan base is already fed up and so are the supporters. We've had enough this season of poor ownership, poor running of the football club, and nothing's being done about it. And this is the problem. We've got huge opportunities to make protests happen in these next few games. If you've got a protest on Sunday before and after the game, do it. If you've got a protest at the Tottenham game, do it. If you've got to do it against the Villa game, do it. We've got to protest every single home and away game we've got left this season because otherwise Man United are going to find themselves in exactly the same situation next season when we don't have a good summer transfer window. This Brighton game is huge for both clubs because if Man United don't win another trophy, I can't class the season, we've been brilliant, we've been changed, we're a lot better. We are going to get dicked in the Champions League next season playing like that yesterday. And the quality of teams in the Champions League at the moment, it's not surprising. You look at the quality of Real Madrid and Manchester City, AC Milan, Inter Milan. You look at the quality all over those great European teams. And then you look at Man United. The quality in all those other teams is second to none compared to what we've got. We've got a load of deadwood shit that ain't good enough. And these top European clubs have got elite world-class players in every single position. We don't have that in that team because if you look at the squad for Sunday, we've got no Harry Maguire either, thank God, because, he's suspended because he picked up a yellow card against Fulham in the quarter-final game. We've got no McTominay, who is still, yet again, injury-prone. Garnacho, like I said, ain't back till the 1st of May. Makes no sense. We've got no Martial. And also, Luke Shaw also went off injured against Sevilla last night. So it looks like we've got no Luke Shaw either at left-back. So I don't even know what Team United are going to be able to even go with because you look at that squad and then you look at that team. What players are you going to be able to fulfill the positions that we haven't got? Because we have basically got a back four at the moment because you've got no Varane or Martinez either. We've basically got no defence at the moment for Sunday. All we've got left is Lindelof. I mean, he's also being sold in the summer as well. I mean, about time he was shown the door as well with a few others because I just don't know what Team Ten Hag is going to be able to go with because is he going to have to make a makeshift defence? What's the midfield going to look like? What's the attack going to look like? Because yesterday, it's just... I wouldn't start any of them. I would not start any of those players that played yesterday. I would change the whole team. I would be putting players like Jack Butland back in, giving him a chance in goal and see what he can do. I've lost full-time trust in De Gea. Yesterday showed that his time at this football club is up, needs to be sold in the summer, is not good enough as a goalkeeper anymore. That world-class ability he once have is no longer there, and he is costing Man United severely in goal, not just with his defensive out of play, but when he comes out of the box like he did yesterday. Mistakes like that are happening in De Gea's game, and that is why we conceded the third poor goal we conceded yesterday. So I feel like we need to change the whole team. I've got no trust left in these players. The squad trust for me is gone. I'm so hurt from yesterday that those players have damaged me because I've witnessed that pile of shit perform the way they did, and I expected Man United to actually get across and win this game, be in the semi-finals Europa League, and actually win a European trophy for like the first time in 6 years. But that deficit is going to carry on into next year in 2024 due to the pure fact that we didn't win a European trophy, and it isn't good enough. It's not right for Man United not to win a European trophy. We've not won one for 6 fucking years, and that's fucking still hurting. We've not won the Champions League since 2008. And I don't understand when we're going to win it next, because playing like that, we won't. We will get absolutely ruthlessly torn apart in the Champions League next season, especially the way they're changing the format. So there's a Brighton game at the weekend that, there's a huge opportunity to, claim a bit of silverware again, go back to Wembley again and win the FA Cup. And if we can win this trophy if we play the way we can. But at the moment, the way we played yesterday, if that was a repeat again on Sunday, Man United will fall apart. Brighton get the first early goal. Man United will just fall apart and will absolutely crumble away like we did yesterday. And I don't understand what is going on with our away record. We simply just can't beat the better and bigger teams away from home. I can't understand what is going on with that form. It just makes no sense, because we've got a world-class manager like Ten Hag having to manage dog shit like some of those players are in that team, and it isn't fair. It really isn't fair on this manager, and he deserves a lot more credentials and less of the finger pointing getting blamed for yesterday. It's not Ten Hag's fault that we lost yesterday. It's down to the players' mentality. It's down to that squad's commitment. They don't want to try. They don't want to put any effort in. And if they don't try again on Sunday, then let us get annihilated. Let us get destroyed again. Because I'm not going to sit there and defend if they do not play well. We don't win that game. If we don't do well and we get knocked out of the FA Cup, this season's a failure for me. I can't class this season as success. We won the Mickey Mouse Cup and everyone's still going on about it. And it's like, wow, that is nearly 3 months ago and you're still celebrating that iconic trophy lift. We've moved on since then. Time has to move on. We can't be sitting in the past still, going on about our past success. We need to be looking forward as a team to the future. And at the moment, I don't see no future in that team, because if they get rid of 16 players, then, like I said, 16 world-class players need to be signed. I couldn't give a shit about financial fair play. Man United keep going on about, we need to sell to buy. It's a complete load of bullshit that's not justified. There is no evidence to show that Man United have got to sell players just to bring new players in. It's completely and utterly a load of bull crap just to get all the fans back on side for that shambles yesterday. Man United are loaded top to bottom financially. They have got shitloads of money to spend. They just don't want to spend it because they do not want to fix every position that needs repairing in that team. We need a complete open heart surgery. And Ralph Rangnick was right. We need a complete open heart surgery rebuild in the summer. We need a fucking rebuild like never before. We need 16 players in. We need 16 players to be sold and get rid of half that dead wood. So I tell you what, if half this team is still here, what we've got now next season, Ten Hag will fail next season. And then the season after, it'll be the same routine as Mourinho. Eric Ten Hag will end up being shown the door and he'll end up being sacked. And I'm begging the Qataris to come in and buy us this season. Come buy this football club. I am literally begging the Qataris, please come and save this football club. You're the only hope this club has got to succeed and be back at the top, because we cannot settle another year like this under the Glazers, because they're running this club into the ground. The fans are fed up. I'm fed up. The supporters are fed up. We are all determined to have change and have new owners. But the problem is, as long as fans and supporters who call themselves Man United fans put money into this football club, things aren't going to change. Things will not change anytime soon, and we'll be in the same mess again next season. If the Glazers are still here in the summer, don't expect any new players. And they'll be like, well, you got to sell to buy. There's no money left. We can't get you the players we want. You're going to have to sell to buy, sell to buy. No, we are not selling to buy again. We are not falling for that bullshit of an excuse again. I'm fed up with the excuses that Man United leak out their team like a PR statement. It's not funny. It's a joke. You need to stop telling lies. You need to just come out and say, we have got fucking loads of money to spend, because money is sat there waiting to be spent. I want to be able to see my team perform in an FA Cup semi-final and get to another trophy final and win another bit of silverware. Win that trophy. Show that those players actually do care, because yesterday they didn't care. They didn't care how badly they performed. They didn't show up. They did not want to play. They had no fight as soon as the first ball was kicked, and it wasn't surprising that we lost that game. I had a bad feeling about the Sevilla game, and if that happens again on Sunday, the fan base will erupt. It will absolutely erupt. I just want to see that team, and give it all they've got, because those players have got world-class ability in some of them, but the rest of them are just shambolic League One players at best. I wouldn't even put them in a Morecambe team after that team, because those players haven't got the quality to be able to deliver what Ten Hag's looking for. And it's not the manager's fault that he's got a depleted squad again for Sunday. We've got no Donny van der Beek, no Anthony Martial, no Luke Shaw, no Varane, no Martinez, no Tom Heaton. We've got too many players currently out of this squad that we desperately need back in this team. And I would be telling Varane and Martinez, we need you back in that team. We need you to be playing on Sunday. I don't care if you're not fit enough. I don't care if you're injured or not. We need them back in defence, because thank God Maguire ain't playing. But who the hell they're going to put at centre-back with Lindelof? I don't even know what they're going to do. We're probably going to see such a completely different team than what we saw at the weekend. I mean, do they put Delo at right back and they then put Wan-Bissaka next to Lindelof at centre-back and then Malacia at left-back, and then keep and change the midfield three? Drop Ericsson, put Fernandes back in with Casemiro into Sabitzer, and then change that front three dramatically, because it needs something to light up that team. Because when you've got depleted squad and there's no chemistry or rating in that squad, what is Ten Hag meant to do? He can't keep working miracles every week. But the problem is, people tell me he can't keep playing his full strength team every week. I completely disagree. You do not use the deadwood players if they're not good enough. You don't use the deadwood players if Ten Hag doesn't think they're right for the club. You keep them on the bench and you leave them to rot. I don't care that it's their feelings. I couldn't give a shit about their emotions. I couldn't give a shit about their personal lives. I could not give a shit about their feelings. If they're not good enough players, they should not be featuring or be given a chance in a Man United shirt. And that is the big, big problem this club has got on Sunday. Half that team that played yesterday, unfortunately, will feature again on Sunday, and they'll put in another bottle job performance. We'll lose at the semi-final, and it'll be end of season. The season's already over anyway. We're not winning anything else anyway. So Man United better start waking up and facing a bit of reality. You don't win the FA Cup, you've let yourselves all down, because you've blown another huge chance to win a trophy. And the FA Cup's winnable. If Sheffield United can beat Man City, bloody hell, that would be fantastic. And if we beat Brighton, we can win that FA Cup quite comfortably. I wouldn't fear playing Sheffield United in that final. They're only a championship team at best. Are they going to come up to the Premier League? It looks like it's going to happen. But would I fear playing them in the final at Wembley? No, of course I wouldn't. I feel like Man United would have the job done already. There's a huge opportunity for these players to give like a sign of, do you know what? We are not going to play like we did yesterday. We are going to show that, we are going to fight on Sunday. We're going to take the game to Brighton. We are going to win that semi-final. We'll get into that final and we'll go win this trophy. We know what it meant to the fans yesterday. We know what it meant to the supporters. We know the hurt and the damage we've done, and we're sorry for what you had to witness. If those players can step up and perform, we should be okay. But at the moment, I don't think this fan base or supporters trust them, because there's too many cracks in the Erik ten Hag system of this squad that are simply not up to the standards, not up to scratch. And unfortunately, this is the mess we're in. This is the shambles that Manchester United Football Club yet again are finding themselves. And I'm not surprised we're in the situation we're in when you've got clueless owners with a clueless board. Ten Hag is expectedly told to improve what he's got, improve the current crop of dog shit he's had to work with. And unfortunately, that same lot of dog shit will play on Sunday. They'll put down tools under the manager again. We'll lose the semi-final. We'll be out of the FA Cup, and it'll be one trophy we've won in 6 years, and that'll be it. And that's our season for you. We've won a trophy. We've won the Carabao Cup. We need to celebrate that and realise that we've got top four. We're back in the Champions League. That is not success. That really, really isn't success. Those Man United players need to show that, you know what? We can win the FA Cup. We can go head to toe with every other team. And I'll tell you what, Ten Hag is going to have to give them a rocket for something and tell them, I do not want to see a fucking repeat of the Sevilla game, because you players here are representing the fans, you're representing the supporters, and you're representing this football club. Give those fans something to smile about on Sunday. Get yourself in a final of a trophy that we can actually go on and win. Because if we can get to the FA Cup final, the confidence will be there to put those players back on planet Earth. Because on yesterday, it felt like those players were on planet Pluto. That doesn't even exist anymore. So Man United have got a responsibility to produce a result that we are all desperately looking for. Some kind of, fight that they could be represented in the Man United shirt. Some kind of, fight that they're going to play for the badge and they're going to play for the shit that they wear on their chests every week. Those players were awful yesterday. The whole team was awful. There's no doubt about that. Every player was responsible for that dramatic, embarrassing result yesterday that no one expected, not even me. I didn't even expect to lose to the way we lost to Sevilla. But it didn't surprise me, because we blew the 2-0 lead at home in the first leg, which went to 2-2. If we would have made it 3-0, Man United would have been through. And the problem is, that is the same situation that Man United are finding themselves in. We let ourselves down time and time again. We shoot ourselves in the foot and we lose games that we really should have won. And it doesn't surprise me we didn't win. It's not a surprise. This team can't be trusted on all levels. This team is simply nowhere near where it should be. This Brighton team are going to fancy their chances. I would take McAllister in that Man United midfield. I would take Caicedo. I would even take that back Danny Welbeck instead of Weghorst. I actually would take back Danny Welbeck in this team, because I'll tell you what, he would do a better job up front than what Weghorst would do. He absolutely would. He would put in the heart. He would put in the fight. I would re-sign Danny Welbeck. I think I actually would do it. Because I'll tell you what, he's got more fight in that team, in that lineup, than what Weghorst has done in his Man United stint. I mean, either 15 or 16 games, and Weghorst has only scored 2 goals. Well, we shouldn't have signed him in the first place. And if he starts on Sunday, there is your big problem. But Ten Hag might have no choice. He might have to start Weghorst, because I'll tell you what, I don't think he'll start Sancho. And if Sancho's been told his future's up at this club, I mean, you're going to have to try and recruit as much money back as possible to sell off this team. I don't think Man United have got capable of doing that. I don't think we've got it in us to be able to produce player sales that aren't simply anywhere near what we can get what we need for them. And unfortunately, this is the big problem. Those players have been told half of your futures are up after yesterday. Half of you players are not going to be featuring again next season. Half of you players won't even be at this football club. So at the end of the day, Man United need to show that we need to stop being ruthless. We need to be brutal, and we need to stop being more open and honest as possible with each other. I'm as honest as ever. I'm a Man United fan. I'm going to be honest as ever. I was brought up to be honest and tell the truth. I'm going to tell you how it is. If Man United are playing shit, I'll applaud it. If Man United are playing well, I'll applaud it. If Man United playing shit, I'll applaud it. No, I won't. If Man United play shit, I'll absolutely crucify them. That's what it should be. But the problem is, I don't think this fan base has got any guts to do it. But yesterday, it showed that this fan base is all on the same side, that we're all fighting for the same objective, is to remove these clueless owners and get proper owners that back the manager and give him money to spend, because this is the whole thing. Money fixes the problem at football clubs. You look at Spurs, you look at Chelsea, look at Arsenal and Liverpool, Newcastle. They give their manager money to spend on players and they completely rebuild the team, and the team is so much better with money being spent on it than ever before. And the problem is, Man United have not done that. We've not spent proper money. We've not spent money on proper squad players, and we've not spent money on players that are good enough at this football club. And this is the issue for me. Would I stick with the team yesterday? No, I wouldn't. I absolutely wouldn't. I wouldn't put any of those players out on Sunday. No more Fred, no more McTominay, no more Lindelof, no more Luke Shaw, no more Delot, no more Wan-Bissaka, no more De Gea, no more Sancho, no more Weghorst. The only 5 players I would keep in that team that played yesterday would be Rashford, Antony, Sabitzer, Casemiro, and Eriksen and Fernandes, and Varane and Martinez. That is basically 7 players I would keep at that starting 11 and that team for me. That are the 7 regular starters in that team. They're the only 7 players I would keep realistically in that football club, because the rest of them are shambolic. The rest of them are pathetic. The rest of them are annoying. And, those players have got a job to do. They know that this FA Cup semi-final is a chance to, get to Wembley again, win the FA Cup and win another trophy. If they can do that, That's 2 trophies in one season. That's progress. At least we've won 2 trophies and that we've won something under this new manager. But the bigger problem is the Carabao Cup enough to shout about? No. Is the FA Cup enough to shout about? No. We didn't win Europa League, and I'm gutted we went out. I'm still very, very sore from yesterday. I'm still really disappointed that we are not in that semi-final, but we wouldn't have got past Juventus anyway. So Man United probably have done the right thing by going out, and maybe it's going to benefit us not playing against Juventus in Europa League. Maybe it's beneficial that we're out now. Maybe it's a better thing that we're not in that competition. But at the end of the day, it's just, the way it is and the way things are. Can those players perform out of their skin on Sunday, and can they be trusted to produce in 90 minutes? I'm just unsure. I'm really, really unsure. I've just lost all the trust. I'm really, really low today. I've not felt as low as like this one. I've seen so many heavy defeats this season. I've seen it against Man City away, and Liverpool away, Brentford away, Brighton at home, and now Sevilla away. That is 5 games that I've been left sore from because I've not recovered from the night before. I'm really, really angry that, we performed the way we did. And I'm gutted that we didn't win the European trophy. The Europa League was a huge opportunity to win a European Cup. It was a huge opportunity to win in Europe. And Man United have got themselves into the same difficult position. We shoot ourselves in the same foot all the time, and things never change. And unfortunately, the biggest sympathy I have is for this manager, because Erik ten Hag is our best manager since Sir Alex Ferguson, miles ahead, in my opinion. For me, he's a tactical genius. For me, he's got this team playing out of their skin. And for me, he's got this team back to where it should be. But much more investment and squad depth and quality and money needs to be spent on this team to get, I think, where he needs it to be and where he wants it to be. He's looking at this team and he realises that, do you know what? There's a bigger job to do than what I thought. There is going to be a major rebuild in the summer. 15 players in, 15 new players, 15 players out, 15 players in is exactly the right amount of players that need to be sold. The right amount of players need to be bought. And if you get rid of 15 players, you bring in 15 players. Fuck financial fair play. If you have to bend the rules, fucking do it. Don't fight for the Man United's excuse saying we've got to sell to buy. Don't believe that crap, because that is just blue tick PR people on Twitter trying to get you to read their statements and basically believe their awful statements of views and opinions that some of them have. And you know what? If we can beat Brighton and we can pick ourselves up for Sunday, that's a good thing. But I think it's going to take a lot for this team to be able to be trusted again. And I feel like, there's a few choice calls I think Ten Hag's going to have to make. What do I think the team's going to be with the amount of crap we've got out at the moment and the amount of crap we've got left and the amount of crap we don't have available? I just don't see how he picks the team. I mean, does Sancho get given one more chance? Does Rashford start on Sunday from the start, the whole 90 minutes? Do you give Anthony another chance on that right wing? Do you put Fernandes straight back in that team? I think you have to, with Casemiro and Sabitzer. I think Eriksen needs to be put back on the bench, because I think Sabitzer's been a massive, massive upgrade on Eriksen since he's been at the club since the January transfer window, and has to be made a permanent signing in the summer. De Gea, I wouldn't start him. I would give Jack Butland a go in goal and start Butland on Sunday. Back four is probably going to be Wan-Bissaka, probably Lindelof, Dalot, Malacia. And then the midfield, it'll pick itself. Casemiro, Sabitzer, Fernandes. The front three, I think, unfortunately, is going to have to be Sancho, Rashford and Anthony, because Weghorst basically showed yesterday couldn't do the job or the impact that the manager's looking for. Martial is yet again injured. Alanga offered nothing as soon as he came on yesterday. Fred, I wouldn't use either. I just feel like these players know that their future's up and their time is up at this club. They know that they are basically... They haven't got a club to be at next season, because they have basically been told by Ten Hag that you're not part of the long-term plans, you're not part of the long-term vision, and you know what? You've got no future here, and you know what? United are going to have to pick themselves up now. Give those fans something to shout about and get me back on side of you, because I want to be able to love this team. I want to be able to love this squad, but at the moment, that trust and that love has gone from last night, because I'm so angry the way we performed the way we did. And do you know what? It doesn't surprise me. This is the same old Man United. This leopard does not change its spots. It's the same old Man United. The same old crap, the same old excuses, the same old bullshit that, United are back, we're back on top. We're nowhere near being back on top. We are nowhere near to be Champions League contenders. We're nowhere near to being Premier League champions. We are nowhere near to, winning major trophy season after. We're not the football club that we all want. That's not down to the manager. It's not Ten Hag's fault. You can't keep pinpointing the fingers at the manager. The manager's having to get out the best out of a Deadwood squad, and he's basically have to work in miracles every week. And if he can't do it, it's not his fault. At the end of the day, it's really, really not his fault. So I hope Ten Hag can do a job on Sunday. That's all I'm praying for. I'm hoping Ten Hag can pick this squad up and get them up for this and get them to fight. Because if we lose on Sunday, this season's over. Because you won the Carabao Cup, and then the focus will be on maintaining top four, being in a Champions League next season. We have to get clinch top four now. If we don't get Champions League football now after where we are, this season's been nothing more than a car crash. And imagine if we end up in Europa League next season again, Thursday night football again. I would not want that, by the way. I would not want that happening. But it wouldn't surprise me if that would happen. It wouldn't surprise me, because this is the same old Manchester United football club. Nothing's changed. It's not back to its best. It's only going to get back to its best once the Glazers fuck off and sell the club and fuck off back to America. The Qataris come in and buy this football club. Man United sell 15 to 16 players, and they buy 15 to 16 world-class backup options in that team that Ten Hag wants. That is, for me, Diego Costa, the Porto goalkeeper, David Raya for Brentford, Alphonso Davies from Bayern Munich, and I would then go and get maybe at a push another left back. We can go and get Frimpong at right back. I would then go that Sergiño Dest from Barcelona. I would then make Sabitzer a permanent signing. I would then get Bellingham. And I then would get Frankie de Jong, Harry Kane, that striker from Atalanta. I would then go and get Alan St-Maximin from Newcastle. I would then go and get, it needs a rebuild. That's the only thing that comes out of this preview, that we have to show that this Man United team can give a response. But can they? Can those players give it their all on Sunday? Can they be trusted to produce? That's the big question. But, we've got to be optimistic that we can win. We've got to be optimistic that we can fight and we can actually show that this team can respond. Can they respond? Can they beat Brighton on Sunday? Can they win the FA Cup this season? Can Sheffield United beat Man City? All these questions will be answered over the weekend, and let's hope that it's a positive one for the Reds. All you Man United fans, stay strong and stay hopeful. Be optimistic and be hopeful. We all stand together. We are the best fans in the world. We're the best supported club fan base in the world as well. We're all together as one, and we have to get behind this team. We have got to somehow get behind these players, and hopefully they can get us over the line. But scoreline, I'm going to go for 2-1 United. I think United are going to scrape it, but only just. But then if they get Man City in the FA Cup final, don't expect to win, because Haaland and co will absolutely rip that Man United defence apart. The midfield will be ripped apart, and so will that attack. This team will end up costing us towards the end of the season, and it will happen. I've seen it all before. Is history repeating itself? What happened under Mourinho? Is it happening now under Ten Hag? It's not the manager's fault, though. You can't blame Ten Hag for that mess yesterday. I know he's the one who's got to get these players playing, and he's the manager, but he's having to work for Deadwood squad. So let's see what happens Sunday. So I'm going to go for 2-1 United. Hopefully we can book our place in the FA Cup final. Hopefully we can win trophy number 2. If we can, and we can get top 4, that's a successful season. We've won 2 trophies. I know it's nothing that we really want to shout about. I'm gutted we're not going to win Europa League, but it is what it is. We've got to move on. We've got to look forward to Sunday now, and hopefully United can get the win that we all want. Hopefully we can get to the FA Cup final, and hopefully we'll be sat here Sunday with a positive outcome. But knowing United, it wouldn't surprise me if we don't succeed Sunday. It wouldn't surprise me, because I've lost the trust of that squad and those players now again. The love is starting to die, and I just don't want to stick around for this mess that this football club has still got itself in. But let's hope things change over the summer. Hopefully the Qataris buy Man United. Hopefully they sign 16 world-class players. And hopefully Ten Hag will still be manager in 2 to 3 years' time. So I hope you enjoyed the preview. Hit the like button, the share button. Please subscribe to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube if you're new to the channel and the community. Share the video. hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Always remember, put that notification bell on as well at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 this year on the channel United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Fortnite, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, the new Disney game, FIFA 23 Career Mode, Football Manager, the new Formula 1 game, more previews, more match reactions. Go and check out my other socials. I'm on TikTok. I'm also on Twitter, so I'm giving a follow on both of them as well, which will then lead you directly to this channel with the link and the YouTube icon button. So please subscribe then to this channel on YouTube. Enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon. And then obviously please join with the match reaction Sunday, which hopefully is a Man United win. Hopefully we book our place in the FA Cup final and hopefully we get a positive result. But knowing Man United, it wouldn't surprise me if we don't win. But hopefully we can. So enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon. Stay safe. Be nice. Be kind to each other. You're all legends. You're all legends in your own way. Thanks for watching.